The Super Bowl, the biggest event of the year. If you're a conspiracy theorist, the script for this year's Super Bowl already been written. Gonna be Jackie Mahomes, Taylor Swiffer, the complaining wife, and the football team from Kansas City that triggers Bill Plaschke every time he hears their name. Chiefs, oh Chiefs, that name is so painful. Going to be Patrick Mahomes against the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, that's what the NFL wants. That's what the broadcast networks want. Yesterday, Warren Sapp, he published a blistering report about how the NFL is giving Patty Mahomes damn near a free ticket to the Super Bowl. The officiating crew for the Guardians-Ravens game this weekend, that crew historically favors the road team, and it ain't even close. The league, they want the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. They want to take advantage of Taylor Swiffer. They want those preteen girls and prepubescent boys who sound like preteen girls cheering for the Swiffers. They want Travis Swiffer scoring touchdowns and modeling his hands into the shape of a heart like some teenage boy in puppy love. Did you guys see that shit last weekend? Travis Kelce, he scores a touchdown, looks up into the suites, and he gives his future sugar mama a nice little heart gesture with his hands. I'm watching the game last weekend with my fiance, and she's all, oh, that's so sweet. Would you ever do that for me? No. I tell you, I love you publicly. I'd give you a kiss, maybe a hug or something, but I ain't doing this. What the fuck is that? The Detroit Lions, they're a great story this year in the NFL, but the league, they don't want to see the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl. They want the team from the City of Rainbows against the Fighting Swiffers from Kansas City. This year, the Super Bowl is shaping up to be about everything but football. I hope Lamar Jackson can save us. I hope Lamar Jackson can save us from the misery. I'm not a fan of the Buffalo Bills, but last weekend I was pulling for Josh Allen and the Bills. Now, according to Bomani Jones, that would make me a racist, but race had nothing to do with it. I wasn't pulling for the white quarterback over the biracial quarterback. I just want someone, anyone, to get rid of the Chiefs. They have turned this league into a spectacle. Every single Chiefs game feels like some pop culture event. And look, I'm not blaming Travis Kelce. I'm not blaming Taylor Swift. It ain't her fault. She is simply getting used to the role of supporting her husband. That way, when they eventually get married and she's head of household and she's supporting the family financially, the gender roles will have already been established. It's the league, though. It's the television networks that are exploiting this relationship. Like I said, if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, the week will be about everything except football. But the NFL, they are already doing their part to make Super Bowl week something bigger than just football. The NFL's doing their part to make Super Bowl week more inclusive. Who knows? Maybe they'll add a little bit of equity to Super Bowl week. Throw in some mythical racism and we'll have all the ingredients for a woke smoothie. Since we're already guaranteed to have a white quarterback playing in the Super Bowl with 0 black head coaches, I'm sure the shitfucks in the mainstream media, they've already started working on their fantasies of mythical racism. But before we're treated to 2 separate national anthems at the Super Bowl, the NFL, they've got a special event planned for us. The message going into this event is, football is for everyone! Where have I heard that before? Oh yeah, hockey is for everyone. That original slogan was created by the NHL for their celebration of rainbows. Wednesday, February 7th, the NFL, they have organized an inclusive event that excludes anyone that doesn't identify with the letters LGBTQ or the symbols ++@. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my friends over at Giltech. Now, I'm sure you guys see the assorted colors of razor blades here behind me. I just want you to know that is not part of the celebration of rainbows. That is simply a display that shows some of the different colors that are offered by Giltech. And we've already been using a lot of them because right now my fiance, she's in the process of redecorating our house, meaning I'm spending a hell of a lot more time out here in my studio to avoid getting caught in her wrath. My married men out there, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The other day, I make the mistake of walking inside to grab something. I get hit with that question that every man dreads being asked. Honey, can you help me with something? She was putting this new rug on the floor and she didn't have anything to cut the mat that goes below the rug to keep it in place. But as luck would have it, and this is a true story, the day before, I had just received my promotional products from Giltech. I pointed her over to the box where we had 12 ready-made blades ready to be used. I mean, she was absolutely thrilled. You just never know when you're gonna need a razor blade around the house. These Giltech manufactured blades, they are lightweight, they easily fit in your pocket, they can be operated here with one hand as you see. They also make blades specifically designed for left-handed people. They come in an assortment of colors like I showed you before, and the best part of all, these Giltech blades, they're affordable. Matter of fact, this plastic series blade right here, the most affordable blade on the market, and everything 100% made in the USA. Giltech is a veteran-owned company, and they vow to keep all their products made in America. Click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL. Save 10% off every order you place with Giltech. All right. Wednesday of Super Bowl week, the NFL's having a big pride party. This all-inclusive, exclusive celebration is going to be a red carpet event, and coverage is going to be provided by CBS Sports. I'm a bit confused by the language here. When you say coverage will be provided by CBS Sports, does that mean this celebration of pride is going to be broadcast on television? If so, why? Better question, what does celebrating pride have to do with the Super Bowl? I get what the NFL's trying to do here. Publicly, they are doing this to be more inclusive. Realistically, I think the NFL's doing this to remain in the good graces of the media. Like I told you guys the other day, media criticism of the NFL has been strangely low this season. Perhaps the playing of two national anthems and organizing the third annual celebration of cucumber and removed cucumber has excited the woke boners in the mainstream media and convinced them to take it a little bit easier on the NFL. Proponents of Pride Night in the NFL, which mainly consist of parishioners at Woke United Methodist, they claim that celebrating Pride is harmless. It's an act of inclusion. We're not hurting anyone. We just want to celebrate our lifestyle by forcing you to accept it. Supporters of the celebration also claim this is one of dozens of community events the NFL sponsors for the Super Bowl every year. What's the big deal? That got me to wondering, what other community-themed events the NFL organizes for Super Bowl week? Is there a Catholic Pride celebration night? What about date night for married couples? Native American night? No, no, and no. The NFL organizes several events during the week, mostly centered around football. The celebration of Pride is the only inclusive event exclusive to one community. Now, is this really a big deal? No. Is this going to stop people from watching the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. But here's a couple of things with it. Number one, when Pride celebrations originated, they were organized so people in the LGBT community would be more accepted. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but that has already been accomplished. Those barriers have already been broken. Gay marriage is legal. They have the same rights as any other married couple. These Pride celebrations now, organized by the NFL or the NHL, Major League Baseball, these celebrations feel less about the LGBT community and more about exploiting the LGBT community, so leagues won't be criticized by the media for lacking diversity and inclusion. And number two, and this is my main problem here with the NFL, if they want to organize Pride Night, fine, who cares? But at least you could pick better partners. The NFL is teaming up with GLAAD and the Trevor Project for their third annual celebration of Pride. Do you guys remember last year when the Dodgers invited the Mr. Sisters to perform at their Pride Night celebration? You guys remember that? The Mr. Sisters, I think their real name is the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I just shortened it to the Mr. Sisters because it's less of a word salad. The group, they put on these routines where they emulate Jesus on the cross, and they have some dude dressed like a nun dancing around him. A lot of Catholics felt like it is a complete mockery of the Christian faith. Many people were outraged last summer when the Dodgers hired the Mr. Sisters. Not the people at GLAAD, though. No! One of their executives claimed that people who were outraged with this group lacked inclusion. If I remember correctly, the Trevor Project was the center of controversy a couple of years ago when a mother went undercover as a teenager, spoke with some of the group's counselors over the internet. Allegedly, she was given resources for sexually perverse content, gender reassignment referrals, and she was encouraged not to tell her parents about changing genders. That's who the NFL is teaming up with for their celebration of Pride. Again, what the hell does any of this have to do with football? What the hell does any of this have to do with the Super Bowl? Did I miss something here? When buying tickets for the Super Bowl, are you prevented from purchasing tickets if you identify with LGBT or plus at sign? While researching for this video, I can't tell you how many times I came across the word acceptance. These events are important because it encourages inclusion and acceptance of the LGBT community. How much more accepted can you be? The vast majority of people do not give a shit about your sexual orientation. One of the bartenders that works at my happy hour bar, he likes dudes. Does anyone at the bar care? No. He makes a great Vegas bomb. I'm just struggling to understand what any of this has to do with football. Every year, WWE dedicates a full week to WrestleMania. The events organized during that week, you know what they are centered around? Wrestling or sports entertainment. For the next 3 weeks, we have Mardi Gras parades and celebrations throughout the city. What's the focus of the events? Mardi Gras. We have an entire month set aside to celebrate Pride. Started as one day, turned into a weekend, turned into 2 weeks. Next thing you knew, it was a full month. And it's really more than a full month now because the celebrations, they seem to be happening every month of the year. Why can't the Super Bowl just be the Super Bowl? What's next? What's next? March Madness? Pride celebrations during March Madness? Give me your thoughts on this. NFL criticized by conservative media for celebrating Pride during Super Bowl week. Are these celebrations of Pride becoming a bit oversaturated? Why do you think the NFL is doing this? Are they doing this to be more inclusive? Football is for everyone! Or are they doing this to appease the media? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. I appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.